Live from sunny California, it's the Celeb Rumor Alert. And here is your host, Catherine Kelly.
Welcome to the Celeb Rumor Alert. This is our first show. Welcome. I'm Catherine, and I'll be your host for now. Of course, I wouldn't be here tonight if it weren't for the women who came before me, so I want to say thank you to Oprah Winfrey, Wendy Williams, Tyra Banks, Monique, Queen Latifah, and all the other women I didn't mention for making a way for little old me. Thank you. It is really an honor to be here. A little bit about me. I'm originally from Birmingham, Alabama, raised in California. I have two beautiful children who I love so much. I'm a proud parent. And speaking of parents, my parents, they couldn't make it here tonight. But I've got a picture from last Christmas here. Love you, Mom and Dad. I hear Sephora has received some complaints recently. Yeah, I hear they're lacking in shade variety. So Sephora, being the forward-thinking company that they are, decided to add a few extra tones to their foundation line. Yeah. They added to their palette a couple of different shades. So they have caramel, chocolate, and shot by a cop. Yeah, I know. One of these days, Alice, pow, zoom, to the moon. Beyonce went to their competitors. And speaking of Queen Bee, I heard she just dropped 2 country songs from her album Renaissance Part 2. K. Michelle is somewhere right now punching the air. Love you, K. Michelle, girl. But in all seriousness, I love Beyonce. I really do. And when you see her, tell her I said, hi. We've got a great show for you tonight, folks. Our stories include actor Jonathan Majors, actress Porsha Williams, along with Nene Leakes, and comedian and actress Monique. Let's do this. Looks like the disgraced actor Jonathan Majors' ex-girlfriend, Grace Jabbari, isn't finished slandering his name, as she is now slapping a major lawsuit against the actor, claiming abuse, intentional infliction of emotional distress, malicious persecution, and defamation. She accounts the repeatedly physical and verbal abuse in court documents. Describing an incident in July 2022 where Majors began shouting in Grace's face and grabbed both her arms, pinning them to her body. He then shoved her into the shower door, causing the shower door to open, and he then threw her body into the shower wall, causing her head to hit the wall. Another alleged time in September 2022, suddenly he came up behind her, grabbed her headphones from her ears, threw them to the ground, and began stomping on them until they were broken, she says. During this fit of rage, Majors was screaming at Grace in her face and threatening that she had better not be at the house when he returned. When he stormed off, Grace says she picked up her broken headphones and two strangers ran towards her to provide her with aid after having witnessed the incident. Grace, terrified, then returned home and called a friend to seek shelter. And then she says a few days later, on September 20th, 2022, Majors became physically aggressive with Grace. She says he pushed her so hard that it bruised her backside. When Grace got up, she attempted to leave the house. Majors picked her up in the air and threw her against the hood of the car. She began shouting for help, and she claims that Majors then forcefully grabbed her, placing her in a headlock, and put his hand over her mouth to prevent someone from hearing her cries for help. He dragged her back into the house and held his hands around her neck, stating that he wanted to kill her and that he was going to indeed kill her. Majors then started hitting her head against the marble floor while strangling her until she felt she could no longer breathe. Grace claims that in January 2022, in an attempt to get Majors some help, she disclosed the details of the physical violence to one of his staff members. That staff member went and told Majors what Grace said, and of course Majors was furious at Grace for betraying him and telling a member of his team that he physically assaulted her. Well, one thing for sure, those headphones definitely have a case against Majors. On to other news. Simon Guobadia has allegedly moved on from Miss Porsha Williams to a new beauty by the name of Yasmin Ibrahim. And Mr. Simon is out here saying his new boo is way prettier than his ex Porsha. What do y'all think? Is she prettier? Because I don't think so. I guess she's a businesswoman too, as it's rumored that she runs an accounting firm. I don't know, does that count as a businesswoman? I mean, she has a job. Porsha is a businesswoman with her hairline, her clothes, and her home decor line. And of course, the drama doesn't end there because Miss Messy Boots herself, Nene Leakes, had to put her nose in their business. Nene Leakes and her boyfriend were pictured alongside Simon and Yasmin. I hear that Nene is salty because Porsha didn't want to appear as her co-star in an upcoming episode of the Netflix show The Upshaws. Nene was reportedly excited to work with Porsha, but that when it came time for filming, Porsha was a no-show. Nene said, and I quote, "The bottom line is Porsha did not want to share the spotlight. That's it. And professionals can share the spotlight. Porsha is not a star. She's a Bravo celebrity. Be clear." Tell us how you really feel, Nene. Now, for the story I've been dying to talk about, y'all. Mrs. Monique Hicks being vindicated in her blackballing claim against Tyler Perry and others. Yes, child, Monique came with recorded evidence. She did not come to play. In the released recording, you can hear Tyler Perry admit to his wrongdoing and say that he would tell the world that he was wrong when he said that she was difficult to work with. Perry even went as far as to offer to write Monique a check for an undisclosed amount as an apology for his part in having her blackballed from the entertainment community. Listen for yourself.
If Monique asked Lionsgate for a favor and they told her no, and she's asking for a favor that is not contractual, not something that they're contractually obligated to do, and they told her no, but then she went and told the world how difficult that they were, do you think that that would be fair or unfair?
No, that's not fair. It's not fair.
So the question, pardon me. So the question I would ask of you, good sir, because I appreciate you being honest enough to answer that with a relative quickness. I really do. So the question that I would ask you is this. If we should do unto others as we would have them do unto ourselves, the question I would ask is, how do you sit back, or how would you feel if someone said about you that you were difficult to work with because you didn't want to perform for them a function that you were not contractually able or obligated to do? How would you feel about that?
Well, as I said, that's not fair. If I bring a movie for Monique over there, I'm going to have to say it. I'm going to have to defend it. I'm going to have to fight it.
Well, it's easy. It's easy because all you would be doing is telling the truth. You are 6'6" black man.
Come
okay?
on. Listen, I ain't got no problem, man. I ain't got no problem. Trust me when I tell you, I ain't got no problem.
Well, that's why we saying then.
What I'm saying to you.
Then say it now. Say it now.
Say it now. I'm black and I'm proud.
Come on.
James Brown is counting.
I'm saying it now. I will let all of this cool off when I get back out on the press tour to promote my next thing. I know it's going to come up. That is when I will talk about it. But no, it's too hot. It's too hot. Y'all heated it up. You know what I'm doing?
What you gonna do?
You know what I'm doing? And this is Tyler Perry talk. I'm going to call and find out whatever money is coming in for the Precious, and I'm going to send it to you. I'm going to send it over to you. Whatever it is, I'm going to send it to you. I'm going to write you a check on it. Seriously.
Okay. Now, and I want to say this to be fair. I have significant respect for what Tyler Perry does and the contributions that he has made generally to Atlanta and beyond during holidays, et cetera. This is not about that. This is about truth. This is about, okay. You know, I believe Tyler Perry is a good man who is influenced by some extremely negative things. Leadership matters in moments like this.
Same thing.
Yeah.
But like when we hung up that call, Rashad, it wasn't, I hate you. And it was okay. It was all right, brother. All right, sister. And one of the things he said, and this is where, for me, I take issue. Okay. I take issue with a brother that goes to a church and lays hands on T.D. Jakes. And when he lays hand on T.D. Jakes as if he's anointed through Jesus, T.D. Jakes then does the Jesus shuffle. And then he writes T.D. Jakes a check for $1 million. I take issue with that because when we're faced with this, as you're supposed to be this anointed man of God, but you know what you said, and you know what you said you were gonna do, and none of that happens. See, when I start seeing things like that, Rashad, for me, that's fraudulent. It's like, what are we doing? And it's happening right before our eyes. Like for the people that's listening to this right now, they hear Tyler Perry. They hear this man saying, what I did was wrong, and I'm gonna make it right. They hear it. But because we get caught up oftentimes in our community, it's who the messenger is if you're gonna be heard.
He's pushing that baby out. Come on, he's pushing that baby out. Somebody holler, push.
Child. I've always admired Monique, and never did I once believe those horrible rumors being spread about her being difficult. It actually reminded me of the many times that those same words were used against me in my place of employment. They love to use that word, don't they? Difficult. And that's all it takes to lose your livelihood. So I really empathize with Monique, and I am ecstatic that she has released that recording so that the whole world will know what a liar and a manipulator Tyler Perry is. God bless you and yours, Monique. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
Give me your damn loot!
Okay, our next guest has been a fixture on our television sets for many years. He has appearances in countless shows and movies and is known and loved all over the globe. Please welcome our special guest, Mr. Mickey Mouse. Oh, hello! Hello, everybody! Welcome to the show, Mickey. Oh, thanks for having me, Captain. It's a pleasure to be here. So, Mickey, I hear you're officially retired from Disney. Yeah, it's true. And how long were you over there at Disney? Oh, too damn long. Yeah. So are you planning on enjoying your retirement and sailing off into the sunset? Or will you take on some new projects?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, I've actually had a few offers already.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah. I had a few offers in the adult film industry, as a matter of fact.
The adult film industry?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea you had aspirations of being an adult film actor.
I'm a huge fan and connoisseur, you know. And I've always pictured myself as a Lexington Steele or Brian Pumper kind of star, you know? Yeah. Porn.
That's it, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the Celeb Rumor Alert. See you